Hi, I'm Bridget from Sound School. Wait, no, sorry, this is me. And today I'm going to give you a quick introduction to the world of field recording. We'll learn what it is, how to do it just using your phone, and how to start using your field recordings as samples to make beat-driven music. If you haven't watched last week's tutorial on deep listening, you might want to go back and suss that now. It takes you through some techniques to start opening your ears up to everything going on around you. Field recording is the practice of using microphones to capture sounds of the world around us. Sound artists and musicians often use it as a starting point for their own compositions. Often when we picture field recording, we imagine some intrepid guy in head-to-toe North Face brandishing huge microphones at the Southern Ocean or Niagara Falls or something like that. The funny thing about sound though is that some of the best ones can come from backdrops that might look humble or mundane. The field can also be wherever you make it, the same as an anthropologist might choose to make an ethnography of a nightclub or a supermarket. You might think that you need good quality mics to make good field recordings. Many great artists before you have found that working within technical limitations enabled them to really focus on developing their compositions in other ways, so don't worry about any of that for now. Here are some things to think about when capturing sounds. As a general rule, wind is the enemy of anyone working with microphones. That gentle birdsong sounds great in your own ears, that psychoacoustically filter out the sound of the breeze. The microphone is not so discerning. Try to position your phone's mic out of the wind to capture the sound. Rules are sometimes meant to be broken though. Maybe the sound of the wind, in all its digitally distorted glory, is what you're after for your composition. Try recording short, 1 second or shorter wind samples. You might find it kind of liberating to go after it with intention instead of trying to avoid it. In traditional recording settings, sound engineers may try to avoid natural reverb in a space, preferring to add it afterwards as an effect, so that they can control the amount of echo on a sound. You'll notice if you record in a reverberant space like a large room with wooden floors or a concrete dam that everything has a hectic echo on it. If you like, use this to your advantage. If you want clean sounds though, focus on recording in smaller, softer spaces that absorb the echo. Volume. Another classic rule of recording is to not overload the microphone with sound so that it distorts. When you're collecting your sounds, think about how close you hold the mic to the sound source. Once again though, this rule can be broken, sometimes producing interesting results. The frequency spectrum. This is really just a fancy term for thinking about the range of sounds in terms of bass, treble, all the sweet stuff in between. Think about an orchestra and how all the instruments fill in different parts of the range of human hearing. If you had an orchestra just full of bass instruments, everything might sound muddy and confusing. Maybe this is what you want though, who knows. But as you go out into the field to collect your sounds, experiment with collecting a range of frequencies. First, open the inbuilt sound recorder on your phone. Now go for a walk, around the house, around the block, whatever, and collect 2 long sounds, at least 10 seconds each. The idea here is to collect a snapshot of the world around you and how it sounds. You could use it as a base layer in a musical composition. It's raining all day where I am in Doodaroa country, which sounds awesome, so I'm going to grab some of this sound. Now let's suss what we can do with our sounds once we've started collecting them. There's a lot of programs you can use to make music with field recordings. Some like comprehensive digital audio workstations like Logic and Ableton Live, but I'm going to show you how to start with something more simple but still pretty powerful on your phone. I'm going to use the app SampleBot. It costs $6, but I've definitely spent more time on it so far than the time it takes me to drink a large soy flat white of the same price. It lets you record sounds straight into the app and start playing them like drum pads and arranging them in sequences straight away. Collect 3 short sounds, less than 2 seconds each, into the top 3 drum pads in SampleBot. That stuff I said about the frequency spectrum comes back here. The kick is bassy, snare is mid-range, hat is treble. SampleBot has built-in drum sequences it can make out of your samples. This one simple trick for field recording, composers hate them. Many of us are already field recording without realizing through the videos we take on our phone. If you remember one tip about getting sick field recordings, it's this. Film stuff in slow-mo and use that audio. The audio it produces is often unbelievable, an incidental byproduct of digital sampling technology. I got obsessed with taking slow-mo videos of my dog Scraps, and I swear to God when you listen back you can hear wolves in the background. You can extract audio from your videos with free apps like MP3 Converter. You can export directly from that into SampleBot. Here I'm going to grab a section of me jangling a set of rock climbing hexes. In real time they sound like cowbells, but slowed down they sound like this. Now I'll add a bit of scraps in there too. SampleBot also lets you import music that you have on your phone. So I'm going to grab a bit of this Young Lean track, don't judge me please, and chuck that in there too. Now let's set up our drums to the amen break and speed up the tempo. That's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed this crash course in field recording.